question and we will...
Yes, one last question.
Okay.
And then we will... Yes.
So from Hong Qingyu.
Qingyu, yes, I remember you. Qingyu, yes.
She asked, could Andrew imitate British accent?
Bloody hell. Well, I'm not so good at my British accent, but I feel that accent doesn't really matter. Although, suddenly all of a sudden I can't talk anymore because that is not my accent. But I believe you may practice your British accent simply by purchasing a book on the different ways of pronouncing words, and therefore I hope you will enjoy this process. I should practice my British accent, Qingyu. Thank you very much. That is a very good question to ask. But I will say this about the British accent. It makes you feel a little bit more posh, I think. And I'm not like that in real life. I am a normal person. With a British accent, I think you get a little bit more fancy, a little bit more elegant when you speak. The point here, although I will say this, it's a little bit offensive if you mimic someone's accent when it's not your original accent. So if you are normally, you are not used to using the British accent, don't imitate it when you are in Britain. It's a little bit offensive, yeah, from what I can tell, based on my understanding. So just be yourself. However, that being said, I think I need to read something to mimic the British accent. So, Mr. and Mrs. Dursley of number 4 Privet Drive were proud to say that they were perfectly normal. Thank you very much. All right, okay. So I think that satisfies. Does that satisfy everyone's curiosity? Okay. All right. See, the crew is okay. I need to eat some chocolate later. Okay. Thank you, Qingyu, for the question. The British accent. I actually had a student. In all seriousness, I had a student who, in learning English, she purposefully learned the British accent, and that's perfectly fine. You can do that, and I encourage anyone who wants to learn the accent to do it properly. It's a wonderful thing to do. Yeah. Okay, so a few photos. Hopefully I can get to Exeter. I think we have a little bit more time. And we will kill the chocolate frog later. So do you recognize this scene? This is in Oxford University. This is also in the film Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. There's a scene that they added with Professor McGonagall teaches them to dance. There's this famous ballroom scene, ballroom practice dancing scene. And the girls are on one side and the boys are on one side. And then they get together and Ron and Professor McGonagall dance. This is the corridor, like I said, outside. And the style is beautiful. So this is a wall. Okay, walls are very in fashion these days, right? This is in the town, the city of Exeter. And I want to draw on a few things. First of all, when you go to Britain, it's not just about the big sites. If you go to small cities, you can also feel a lot of culture. This wall dates back to the medieval times. That makes it more than 1,500 years old. And it's part of the original structure. And that's a remarkable thing. And you look at it and you see how much it still looks like what it used to. It wasn't bombed during the war. This is the thing about big cities. Oftentimes, because of war, a lot of things get damaged, so they don't last that long. But these small towns, you get to see some very nice old artifacts. And it was a beautiful park and a beautiful day down in Exeter during the conference I attended. There's also a lot of water. This is, I believe this is this is a river. And sitting by the river, looking at this very old town, as you can see, not so many architecture, not so many buildings. You feel a very strong sense of tranquility, very serene. There is something very peaceful sitting next to a river. In Danshui, I don't think I feel this as strongly, but when I was in Exeter, I think this is a wonderful place to study. And so what I want to tell you all, students, is when you choose a school to attend, it doesn't necessarily have to be a big city. Small cities, small towns in Europe have their charm. Very beautiful. So this is in Bristol, actually. We took a trip outside and there was a coastline, because normally we don't think of this. We think of rivers in Europe, but there is a coastline, a beautiful coastline that looks out into the sea. And I think this is why the Brits are famous for fish and chips, because they are also an island like Taiwan, right? And they have to, not Germany, see, Germans eat pork all the time. They eat sausage, they eat pork. But Brits, they eat fish. And this is a beautiful image of the coastline. And you can look at this. This is imagine living here and looking out into the sea every day. A wonderful way to live. So again, I want to emphasize that when you go to a new place, don't just look at the huge sightseeing hotspots. Visit the small towns. You'll find something, I think, very poetic and tranquil there. Some interesting insights into how people have lived for many, many years. Okay, I think that is it. We are almost close to the end of our live broadcast, and we are going to murder this chocolate frog after the live broadcast. Yeah, there will be a chocolate frog card inside as well, not for you to see. We will share the chocolate frog in a bit. So there are no more questions. We've answered all of the questions. Is there one more?
There are more questions, but do we want to answer it? It's 3.
Okay. I understand we have 5 more minutes, so let's answer 1 to 2 more questions. Yeah, and I will hold my wand. Okay, by the way, if you go to Harry Potter, you can purchase different kinds of wands, so the different characters. Mine is a Professor Snape wand, because he and I, we both have black hair, we both have black eyes, we both love wearing black, we both teach, right? And we both love girls named Lily. I've said it. Okay. So, this is a perfect one for me. Question?
Question from Xie Boxuan.
Boxuan, I think you've watched before, Boxuan. Yes. Thank you for your support.
He said, I had watched some British before. I found that the accent was really different between US and UK. Did Andrew ever encounter a confused situation because of the accent?
I remember when, not in Britain, I remember being in Australia actually, and my host mother said, do you eat brekkie? What does that mean? I had to stop. Like, brekkie, what is that? So do you eat brekkie? Brekkie, don't you eat brekkie? What's brekkie? Is that a person? It sounds like a person or some kind of food. It means breakfast. It means breakfast. So there are these ways of saying this, certain slang words. And so again, I'll say that the accent has never bothered me. I think one of the reasons is because there are many opportunities to watch films or TV series that use British English. So it didn't really bother me, but some words are different. Yeah. Anyway, very good question.
And another question from Gao Yuhong.
Yuhong?
He asks, what do British usually eat?
What do the Brits usually eat? They drink a lot of tea. This is true. The British, they drink a lot of tea. Yeah, this is my understanding. The British are not famous for their food, to be honest. It's normally, when you think about Europe, the entire European continent, the more south you go, the more food options you have. This is because of the geography, right? The weather is better down south, and so you have more food choices. And therefore, in Britain, they have limited food choices. So the best food in Britain is actually not conventionally British. As you know, the British colonized India, so they have very, very good Indian food. And of course, it is a melting pot. London is a melting pot. And lots of cultures, so different kinds of food. I had some really nice Chinese food in Chinatown. I remember drinking 日出茶太 for the first time in 8 months. In 8 months, drank 珍珠奶茶. I almost cried because it tastes exactly the same. The price was not the same at all. A terrible price. But the taste was exactly the same. And so I think the answer to your question, what do Brits normally eat, is they eat boring stuff. And they eat stuff that's not traditionally British. But fish and chips is associated with Brits. Tea, afternoon tea, and cakes, pastries, they're associated with the British. Yeah.
Maybe one last question?
Sure, one more question.
Okay. From Huang Libo.
Okay, Libo, thank you for watching.
He asked, what kind of wearing preference do British like?
What kind of what?
Wearing preference.
So what is their fashion like? You're asking the wrong person, obviously. Do I look? I'm not a fashionable person. But I will say this. I think it's very easy to associate the Scottish with checkered patterns, right? There's a pattern we think of. There's an iconic way of dress. I think when we think about, for instance, Japanese people or Korean people or Germans, there's a traditional conventional dress. As a tourist, when I was in London, I didn't feel this, that there was a conventional way of dressing. I think people associate the fashion of Britain with the older times. So if you watch period dramas like Pride and Prejudice, if you watch Jane Austen remakes, this way of dress is associated with aristocratic, peasant, 19th century, 20th century dress is something we associate with. But I don't believe, I'm not aware. Maybe it's because it's not something I pay that much attention to. But British fashion, although it's important, I'm not sure what makes it distinctly British instead of being very international. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching our live broadcast. We will be taking a break for the next couple of weeks. Next time we come back, hopefully we will be able to share some other things about travel. And I will be teaching you all how to do the famous cup song in the film Pitch Perfect. The song is about taking the long way around, either on a bus or maybe driving, but there's whiskey involved, so don't drink and drive, you guys. Well, hopefully we will be able to sing and I'll be able to teach you. And we will talk a little bit about the rituals of travel. Okay, so we'll see you all on April the 12th. Thank you all very much. Bye.